In my last video, I showed you how I made these fun beads from plastic water bottles. And in this video, I'm going to experiment with some different ways to color the bottles. So if you're interested in actually learning how to roll the beads, you need to click the link in the corner right now. You can also check the description box. The link will be there. And I will also link at the end of this video to the actual tutorial for making the beads, because I'm not going to actually demonstrate that process today. I'm just going to experiment with some different ways to color the bottles, and then I will roll the beads and show you the end result of what the colors look like once they're made into the beads. My first experiment was using an old dried up marker, and you also need some rubbing alcohol. I'm using 70%. It might work better if you had a higher percentage. I don't know, but they do make 90% rubbing alcohol if you can find it. This experiment, I think I needed to be a little bit more patient with, but I think you can see the color at the top of the bottle, and the color was definitely picked up by the lid. I have a couple of different sheets of paper here. I'm not sure what's going to make it easiest to see here, but I don't think that's good. So for this process, you just need to use some pliers to pull out the felt portion of the pen, and then you can just add your rubbing alcohol. Now, you can see that there's a lot of color in the alcohol once I combined the materials, but it didn't stick to the sides or stay onto the plastic very well, and so I tried to let some of the alcohol evaporate, and if I'd been more patient, I would have gotten a more concentrated color. So I'm not entirely sure how these beads are going to come out. You don't have to have a ton of color because the color kind of builds up as you're making the beads. But down at the bottom of the bottle, I have very, very little color. And so I'm not sure if this is going to be the best result, but again, if you are patient and you allow the ink to really get more concentrated, this is a way that you can actually make your own alcohol inks, but also color the bottles. The next method is just using some regular acrylic paint, and of course you have a lot of color options here. This is probably the most opaque way to color your bottles if you want a really solid and not translucent color. I didn't want to go too solid, so you can see here that it's still very transparent in how it colored the bottle. So you can play around with it and make your color as heavy as you want, but you do need to add a little bit of water, shake the bottle around, and this color will stick to the bottle pretty quickly. So you can, most of these samples I left in maybe an hour and just kind of tried to rotate the bottle periodically to make sure I was getting as even a color as possible. But you can see from this, I think you can see that this isn't, I don't know which color is better. That might be better. There you go. You can see that this isn't completely evenly covered. There's definitely a few spots that have some heavier paint on them. But I think that this will make some nice solid colored yellow beads when they're rolled up. This was a fairly quick way to color the bottle as far as getting the color to stick to the bottle. And again, you just need to place to dump out your excess liquid and allow the bottle to dry overnight. Next up, we have actual alcohol inks, and you can very easily use these to color your bottle as well. You will need to add a little bit of rubbing alcohol, or in order to get the liquid to cover the bottle, because you can see again that I have some darker spots and lighter spots, and I'm not worried about that. I think once it's rolled into beads, I'm going to end up with a nice blue color. But here again, you can allow the alcohol to evaporate and get a little more concentrated color if you're patient, but you do want to be rolling the bottle and making sure that you're getting as even a coat of color on the bottle as possible. My next experiment was just using some RIT dye, and I don't recommend that you run out and buy some to color your bottles, but if you happen to have some extra fabric dye, you can try using it on your bottles. This color I did leave in for quite a long time because it didn't seem to be adding much color to the bottle, but now I think I'm going to end up with I don't know, I think these beads might end up looking sort of black when they're finished, but I'm very curious to see what they look like. This is an emerald green and it's very dark. I did add a little bit of water and shake it around in the bottle in order to get it to cover the whole bottle, and I left it in for several hours and kind of rotated the bottle to try to get some additional color onto the plastic. But I think there's plenty of color here for the beads. It's not going to be a terribly green looking color, but it's just another resource that you can use if you have it to try to color your bottles. This was a fun one. I used some fingernail polish, and this is probably the fastest way. I don't know how, does it show better this way? It's hard to see. It's actually a pretty nice kind of pearl green color, but again, you don't want to do this with your favorite fingernail polish, but if you have some color that's old, dried up, that you're not going to use anymore, this was a very fast way to color the bottle because it adhered to the bottle very quickly and it also dried very quickly. I will caution you that it was also very smelly because, you know, fingernail polish is kind of smelly, and I can still smell it in my room when I come down here. So I just added some fingernail polish remover to my fingernail polish, dumped it in the bottle, shook it up, and then of course dumped out the excess liquid when I was happy with the color that I'd achieved. This next one might sound a little bit crazy, but if you've done any natural dyeing, you probably already know that turmeric is a really good dye if you're looking for a nice yellow color. And this again was quite speedy as far as adhering to the bottle. So to use the turmeric, you just need to sprinkle a little bit of the powder into the bottle itself. And again, you want to add rubbing alcohol. And I think you can see from the video that the color is adhering pretty quickly to the bottle. And so this was a fast way to color the bottle as well. I just left it in for maybe an hour, dumped out the excess liquid, and I'm left with a very nice translucent yellow color. Since my turmeric was a pretty big success, I decided to try another spice, and so I grabbed this ground allspice. Now I'm not sure how this one's going to turn out, but we're just experimenting here. So as this is dried, the allspice has definitely sort of come loose. So I'm not getting a stained kind of color in my bottle. I'm just getting a little bit of color from the actual ground seasoning itself. The turmeric kind of releases some stain type of color. I do think that I'm going to end up with sort of an interesting brown bead. I'm not sure. When I cut this, I may just lose all of the ground allspice. It may just come off. But the good thing about the way that you make these beads is that the color is going to be rolled on the inside, so it'll be sealed on the inside of the bead itself. So I don't think that it will lose the color once the bead is made. So the jury's out on this one, but if nothing else, I'll just end up with more clear beads. And my last experiment was just to use a little bit of glitter and glue in my bottle. So it was a little messy getting it in there, and then I wasn't sure I was going to get it to spread around well enough. But after adding a little bit of glue and water and shaking it around really well, I think I have a fairly even coat. I mean, there's definitely heavier spots where it picked up more color. The one thing I will say about this process is that it was the longest dry time. You can see here where there's still actually some glue that isn't completely dried. So I think this has been a couple of days now. If you are having trouble getting your bottles to dry, you can certainly cut the top off and let a little more air in, and there's ways to get it to dry faster. So, but this was one of the longer dry times. But I think it's going to make some kind of pretty sparkly beads. So these are the 7 different experiments that I used to color my bottles. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and make the beads, and I'll be back to show you the final results. So here are the bead results. The first one was the orange Sharpie marker. And I think these turned out kind of interesting. They certainly could have had a little more color in them, but I kind of like the little stripes that came out. And if you remember, the top of this bottle ended up with a lot more color than actually most of the rest of the bottle had. So some of these are a little bit lighter and clearer, some are a little yellow, and then some have the orange stripes, which is kind of fun. Next up was the yellow paint. And these turned out really well too. They have sort of a fun marbly look to them. And I didn't demonstrate this one, but I also used a pink color of metallic colored paint. So this has kind of a nice pearl pink color. So you can definitely get a lot of different colors and effects with different acrylic paints. Next up is the blue alcohol ink, and these beads turned out really pretty, I think. They have a nice blue color to them, and they're very shiny. One thing I will say about these, the alcohol ink was, it was very messy to roll the beads. They're completely sealed because you roll the color on the inside, but some of the blue definitely did come off on my fingers when I was making these beads. So they're a little bit messier to make, I guess. The next sample was the green Rit dye. And as I mentioned, I had trouble getting enough color onto that bottle, but the beads came out with a nice amount of color, and they did actually turn out green. I thought maybe they were going to look kind of black. And these were also quite messy. The ink came off on my fingers, and definitely wanted to wash my hands when I was finished rolling these beads. This is just another sample. I didn't show you this coloring either, but I also had some red Rit dye. So I have some kind of reddish beads that were colored with red dye. So your colors are definitely more limited, but if you have some leftover Rit dye, you could use that to color your beads as well. Next we have the green fingernail polish. And this, I mentioned, was one of the fastest ways to color the bottles, but it might not be a preferred method exactly. It was quite sticky kind of when I was rolling the beads, and they turned out really pretty, so it's certainly an option that you can use. But these beads were definitely a little, I don't know, they don't roll quite as easily as some of the other ways of coloring the beads. But they certainly work, and they turn out very nicely. The next sample was the Tumeric, and this is, again, just kind of what the bottle looked like. You can see there's a fair amount of color on there. And I think these turned out really nice as well. Then we had the allspice test, and you can see quite a lot of color on the bottle, what's left of the bottle here, but I think this one was pretty much a failed attempt because you really don't see any color left in the beads once you roll them. The powder kind of just rubs right off. So these are kind of just more the clear bottle version, so I can still use them, but definitely this isn't a way to color your beads. And last up is the glitter and glue version. And these turned out okay. They're all right. They weren't as fun and exciting as I thought maybe they were going to be, but you can definitely see the gold glittery color in them. And the one thing about using the glitter and the glue together was that the strips were too thick for the jump ring to fit around them. So I did have to trim down the strips of plastic a little bit to make them fit. So once you add the glue and the glitter, it just made the bead a little more bulky. So if you are having trouble, you can obviously always change the length of your strips of plastic. So that's it for today's video. I'm sure you can think of some additional ways to color your beads. If you're interested, you can check the description box for a link to sign up to receive the Upcycle Design Lab newsletter. If you haven't already, I'd love for you to click that subscribe button. Stay tuned for an upcoming video where I'll be making some jewelry items from all of these beads. And if you're interested in the tutorial where I actually make the beads, you can click the link below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you back here soon in the lab for my next experiment.